本日はラブ・シマントフさんをお招きして後者のことを勉強していきたいと思います。まず最初にラビ・シマントフさんから自己紹介と今までの状況というものを説明してもらえると思います。では、シマントフさん、よろしくお願いします。
はい、こんにちは。
はい、こんにちは。
過去30年間で日本の食品の産業の後者認証するの担当の方です。よろしくお願いします。後者のことは歴史はすごく長くて、法律的なものもたくさんがあるので、細かいところは複雑ものもたくさんがあるので、時々ね、日本語と英語、ジャパン・イングリッシュ混ぜて説明しています。お願いします。
はい。So please introduce yourself.
So, I'm the rabbi of Japan for the past 30 years. Been in charge of kosher certification of over 200 plants, 200 companies, food companies, Japanese companies who produce and distribute all around the world their products, kosher products.
I see. Yes. So your 30 years you stay here.
30 years in Japan.
I see. Every day do you check?
毎日。
Every day. So what is the difficult point of Japanese company?
Well, you have to understand first what is kosher. Kosher は何？
ここで後者の基本を箇条書きで説明いたします。まず肉類は牛や羊、ヤギは食することができます。この動物の特徴としてひづめが割れていて反数をします。しかし特別な屠畜方法があるので、それに基づいて生産できたお肉しか食べられません。次にお肉と牛乳を一緒に食べられません。そして製品にミルクが使われているようでしたら、各後者認証ロゴの横に D がつきます。鶏肉は鶏、鴨、七面鳥は認められています。これもやはり特別な屠畜方法があります。その乗っ取った方法のお肉しか食べられません。魚類はヒレと鱗がある魚に限られます。鮭やサバなどが良いとされています。しかし、うなぎは食べることができません。植物は基本的にすべて食べられます。しかし、次に出てくる昆虫の検査が非常に厳格なものがございます。その他食べてはいけないものに甲殻類、貝類、昆虫、両生類、爬虫類は食べてはいけないことになります。この中で言われることで、エビやカニ、タコ、イカ、貝などは食べてはいけません。その次に杉越の期間が毎年ありますが、その期間の間は発酵食品を避けなければいけません。発酵食品であるものを食べてはいけないので、小麦が混入しないっていうことも同時にされています。この期間で食べてもいい食品のは、後者のロゴの隣に P という文字がついています。これらが基本の形です。
Yes.
いつもね。
Yes.
Kosher is Jewish regulations of food, what we can eat, how we can process, how we can make it, how we can cook it, and what we cannot. And it's very, very clear. And the history goes back over 3,500 years. And this regulation is not only for Jewish people at the moment, it's also for the whole food industry around the world, because we are living in a global world, that food that we are making in Japan or food additives we're making in Japan is used in America or used in Europe, used in Israel. Same vice versa, food coming from the United States is used in Japan. And the Jewish regulations, beside the kosher regulations, one of the key points is to check that the food that actually is described in the label.
ここで校舎のロゴとアイコンの説明をいたします。まず校舎のロゴとしては、最大の団体として OU オーソドックスユニオン、OK、ハーフ K、スター K、CRC、この5つの団体が校舎マーケットの 80% を抑えていると言われています。そして各団体のロゴの横に乳製品の印である D がつけば乳製品が入っているという意味です。その他よく見るマークにパリバ、これは中間色を表していますが、そこには魚や卵は中間色に入っているので、アレルギーの方は気をつけなければいけません。その次によく見るのが P。このマークがこの横にあると、杉越の祭り期間中でも食すことができる印であります。
It is what it says, meaning if it says on the label, let's say juice, orange juice, very simple, but it's not simple. Because usually in orange juice you have orange juice,
Yes.
you have flavors,
Yes.
and you have water,
Yes.
and sometimes you have sugar.
Yes.
And this is only one bottle of orange juice. So orange juice comes from orange, kantan, and then flavors, and each flavor can have in it between 5 to 10 sub-ingredients. You'll be surprised. So you don't know what all those ingredients are. So sometimes the company says natural, 100% natural, and it's not natural. Sometimes it has other ingredients that you don't know. So when we make kosher, if the company says it is 100% olive oil, 100% orange juice, we make sure it's 100% orange juice. Because if it is not, then it cannot, it's going to have difficulty with kosher standards, with the kosher rules.
I see. So, and I understand, kosher is important for Jewish people. So, why so many products, kosher, certificate in the American consumer stuff?
Right. We're living in a modern world. As I said, Nihon no tabemono. You have in America,
Yes.
right? You have in Japan, you have Italian theory,
Yes.
right? You have French. So we are living in a global world and a very modern world, and everyone is actually consuming almost the same things.
I see.
The problem is, the moment it becomes global, you're not sure about safety. You're not sure that let's say udon, right?
Yes.
Udon is very simple.
Yes.
But many people don't know that inside the udon, there are many enzymes used for modifying the starch. Denpun no kosa.
Yes.
All right? People don't know.
Mm.
So many people, Japanese, American, when they see the kosher ninsho, the kosher logo,
Yes.
and there are many types,
Mhm.
they feel safe. They feel that those ingredients are actually safe ingredients, because if it's not safe,
Yes.
it cannot be kosher.
I see.
校舎ロゴを見て購入をする人たちのイメージ図です。まず、ユダヤ教徒であるユダヤ人。その次に、牛乳やミルクを避けたい人たちの校舎。これはロゴのマークの横に D がつきます。その他に、ベジタリアンがビーガンの方も校舎ロゴを確認してから購入します。この肉の由来を気にする人、絶対に豚肉は食べたくない。または他の動物の肉を食べたくないという人たちです。そこに高級食材としての校舎ロゴがあります。その他にイスラム教徒、仏教徒、インドの人たち、キリスト教徒で多くいます。グルテンフリーの愛好者は P をついたものを目指して購入します。最後にエビやタコやイカなどのアレルギーの保持者も校舎の横のロゴを確認しながら購入をしています。
Researching of the company, so who need to know it?
Exactly.
So only food
specialists, yes. So the rabbi, I'm a doctor.
Yes.
Not only a rabbi, but I'm also a doctor. So many rabbis work. It's not one rabbi making kosher certification.
I see.
It's a group. It's a dantai.
Inside, dantai is a group, so you discuss.
Yeah, of course, we discuss. So
some type of rabbi say this is okay.
Well, no. Usually, no. Usually, we have rabbis who are experts in Jewish law.
Yes.
What is kosher, what's not kosher.
Yes.
We have rabbis who are expert in technology, food technology. We have rabbi expert in chemistry, in food chemistry. So, like example, when you say to a rabbi comes to Japan, and the Japanese company wants to make a kosher wasabi.
Yes.
He must know what wasabi is.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
He must know what wasabi it is used for.
Yes.
So he knows wasabi is used for Japanese food. Or even more simple. In Japanese food, one of the most important ingredients is koji. Right?
Yes.
Koji is a fungus.
Yes. Many products.
If no koji, there's no sake, no miso, no mirin, no shochu. Basically, all Japanese food is based on koji. And koji production in Japan is very, very sophisticated, but it has many, many steps and many ingredients that we make sure that these are in line with the kosher standards.
I see.
So when a consumer looks at the kosher label, let's say someone who is vegetarian or vegan, right?
Yes.
When they look at the label, they know 100% that inside that bottle or that product, there's nothing from the animal, nothing from milk. Because there are companies who want to make the food more nutritious, higher protein, higher vitamins. So what they do, so they add, right?
Yes.
So they call it enrichment, or they add, right? Because naturally it doesn't have it. So they add. But if you're a vegetarian or if you're vegan, you don't know if the protein is from animal or it's from dairy. You don't know. It's just protein.
Yes.
When you see a kosher logo, you know 100%.
What is come from?
If it is from animal, it cannot be kosher.
I see.
Very, very difficult. I mean, it can be kosher. Very, very difficult.
I see.
So it's not, the companies don't usually do it.
I see.
So many vegan and many vegetarian people, not only them, people who are allergic, people who have allergy to dairy products, to lactose. And there's a protein, casein.
Yes.
Casein protein comes from milk. And many companies use the casein to make the protein level of the product to go up.
Yes.
But the problem is that normal people don't know.
I see. Yes.
So if someone who is allergic to dairy
I
products,
see.
if he eats that, he becomes very sick.
I see.
So with the kosher logo, you cannot be mistaken.
I see.
You can know exactly if it has dairy or it doesn't have dairy, it's vegetarian or it's vegan. There's no mistaken.
I see. So when in product come from milk, so
Right.
you're going to be dairy
Exactly.
Stamp.
So it's going to have a dairy stamp.
like
a
D.
It has a D, like it has a dairy product. So
I
people
see.
who are lactose
I
intolerant
see.
or people who have other allergies, milk allergies, they know 100%.
I see.
There's another thing that people, are in Japan. Many people have allergic reactions to seafood,
Seafood. Yes.
right? Lobsters and shrimps.
Yes.
They cannot eat,
Yes.
so they buy yakinori to make sushi at home.
Yes.
They cannot eat because when they make yakinori, because nori comes from the sea, and the sea has many, what they call it, gumi.
Gomi. Yes.
Okay.
Also.
And they have also
shrimp.
ebi and kani and
Small.
right,
Yes.
small ones. But
Yes.
someone who is allergic,
Yes.
someone who has allergy
Yes.
cannot eat it.
I see.
If he eats, becomes sick. So if you see yakinori kosher,
Yes.
99.9%, I can't say 100%, it's
Yes.
difficult because
Yes.
it's vegetable,
Yes.
it's animal free.
I see.
So they feel, even Japanese feel very, very anzen,
I see.
very good, feel very safe.
So now Rabbi, talk to us, one point you need to separate of, milk and another
Right.
product. Also, animal, come from animal and have to be
Vegetarian.
away.
Right.
And also shrimp, like,
Right.
the cow have to
Have to be
separate.
So basically, what you're saying, you're correct. In Jewish law, kosher law, we have groups of food which have special designation. There are animals which are kosher,
Mhm.
like sheep, like cow, like goats, like chicken, like that. They're kosher. Ducks are kosher. And there are animals which are not kosher, never. Like camel, like pig, like some people eat horses, and so separation is very, very clear. And not only the animal must be kosher, it must be processed in a kosher way. We call it not killing, shchita, the special Jewish slaughtering of the animal and then cleaning, taking the blood out. It's a very, very difficult and lengthy process.
I see.
So that is for the animals.
I see.
And there's another category which is dairy products. And dairy products are coming from the kosher animals, like milk. And from milk, you're making cheese, you're making yogurt, you're making ice
Chocolate.
cream, you're making chocolate, you're making many, many good things, right? Chocolate. And by the Jewish law, it cannot be mixed with meat. There's a clear separation. If you have steak, you cannot have cheese with it. Cannot happen. It's a Jewish law that we don't allow it. In the fish kingdom, we have the fish which have scale and fins.
Yes.
Roca and
Yes.
right, like tuna and like tai and like hirame, like all the
Yes.
fish.
Yes.
They're all kosher. You can eat them. But kani and shrimps and ebi and
So
taco, unagi,
cannot.
dame. Because they're not fish, they're not dame.
I see.
And that's why you cannot put them
I see.
inside nori or...
How about katsuobushi?
So katsuo is family of bonito.
Yes.
Katsuo bonito is family of tuna.
Yes.
So katsuo is kosher.
Kosher.
So
But when you ingredients katsuo, like katsuo, so you cannot eat put in your meat.
okay, there's another. Well, this is
Another,
this is motokomakai. Okay,
yes.
but you know, this is that. But this is usually in the production we don't see it.
Mhm.
That we also do not mix meat or animal products
Yes.
with fish. We don't mix that.
I see.
Like dairy and
I see.
like that. We don't do that.
I see.
And but for Japan, like example, sushi.
Yes.
Sushi can be only from kosher fish,
Yes.
which means all the fish should have
Yes.
scale.
Yes.
And those are usually fish which are small.
Yes.
Not, well, tuna is very quite big,
Yes.
but not deep sea, not
Yes.
kani, and not
Yes.
all these shrimps.
So, Ravi, you think Japanese product will be more product will be kosher?
Yes. Okay. As I said, we certify over 200 companies, food companies in Japan. But these are, industry. They are for production of industrial. But we also have Japanese miso, can be kosher, shoyu, mirin, tamari. I like tamari. You can have senbei, you can have udon, you can have soba. They all can be kosher, but it has to be in a kosher way processing. So again, kosher is not only the raw material, genryo, but also yarikata, which means the seizo. Seizo must be also kosher. So both together create a nice package, what we call it kosher. So in Japan, restaurants are only one in the whole Japan. Only one kosher restaurant.
I see.
And I hope that Muto-san will open a sushi restaurant. Sushi restaurant is easy, because sushi is quite simple. It's kosher fish, osu. We have kosher su in Japan. Nori, we have kosher nori. Mirin, we have kosher mirin. And shoyu, we have kosher and tamari and miso. So it's possible to make.
So is that possible? People can make, able to make, kosher restaurant like in Kyushu or?
It's possible. Because today, as I said before, we are living. It's a very small world we're living in.
Yes.
You can be like yesterday. I was in Kyushu.
Yes. Oh. Yes.
And I was speaking to my mother in Israel, and I could see her face and talk to her like we are talking now. So this actually gives a lot of now, especially with Corona, gives us an advantage of connecting people and connecting different cultures.
Yes.
So many companies now call me and they say, Rabbi, we are preparing for Olympics. Maybe Olympics won't happen, but something like that.
Yes.
And how we can host, how we can welcome kosher travelers. So I explained to them how to make a restaurant, a sushi restaurant, how to is possible. It's
so now IT, engineer, you will be help of kosher restaurant.
And also, as you know, that to have a successful kosher agency, you must have very strong IT background and IT facilities like computers and because database is extremely important. Like example, if Muto-san or another company comes and tells me, Ravi-san, kono seihin no genryo o mite, kore kosher dekiru ga dekinai ka? So I looked, and if I don't know one raw material, one genryo, I go to the kosher database, computer, and I search, and very quickly I can find. let's go a little bit before. As I said, the Jewish kosher regulations is the oldest in the world. It's more than 3,500 years. And kosher certification is a few hundred years old. And based on this, many other companies now you can see halal.
Yes.
Because 50 years ago, halal people did not know what is.
Yes.
So they were looking at kosher. Halal people can consume kosher.
Yes. In America.
In America, even anywhere.
Of course, they want to halal.
No. Now they want halal, but before there was no halal.
I see.
The halal dantai is new. It's maybe 20 years, maybe 30 years.
I see.
Before 50, 60 years ago, there was no halal.
I see.
There were small halal from the community, but not organization. Now there are many.
Yes.
For halal people, it's very important. Very important.
Very important market.
So now you have also vegan. You have also vegetarian.
Yes.
You have gluten-free.
Yes.
So there are many groups checking ingredients.
Yes.
But when we talk about kosher,
yes,
because of the history of kosher, we managed to create this food divisions: meat kosher, fish kosher, dairy product kosher. By Jewish law, alcohol is not forbidden, like other groups.
Yes.
Jewish religion allows kosher alcohol to be consumed. You can have kosher sake. Meaning, if sake has the kosher ingredients and process, no problem.
I see.
And I have to say that Japanese Nihonshu is regarded in the West, in Israel, a very high quality product, safe and healthy.
Yes.
And there's a boom of many kosher consumers looking for kosher, high quality sake, amazake, shochu, liquor. So yes, so people use it and there's no problem. Japanese beer, very, very popular.
I see. So Japanese product have a chance
to export. Yes.
Okay. So another question is, how about the tourists? So people come to Japan for the.
Yes. So this is a little bit when I came to Japan.
Yes.
Nothing. So we had to bake bread at home. We had to make food at home. Even ketchup we had to make because there was no kosher ketchup in Japan.
Oh,
and to import was difficult, you know. So that was 30 years ago. Now there are some international supermarkets.
Yes.
Not only because there's other supermarkets also have overseas products or even some Japanese products. Like Japanese shoyu, miso.
Yes.
So people know and they can buy, but still it's muskashi.
So
I met with you, Vegetarian Society president.
Yes.
And I also met a vegan president.
Yes.
And also I met sushi restaurant chain manager, and I encouraged them, please, it's possible to make kosher, and I help you.
Yes.
Well, we help.
Yes.
It's very easy. So I think it's very important. I think it's very important that some Japanese groups will open.
Yes.
But not only. This is very important. If it is kosher, it's not only good for kosher. It's kosher.
Not only for Jewish.
Exactly. Not only for Jewish people.
I see.
For Jewish people, for halal people.
Yes.
For vegetarian people, for vegan people, and for many people who come, even for Japanese who
also allergy
people, Japanese who have food allergy. So it's very safe.
So people can find it.
Find
what is
it.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yes.
So they know exactly what they're eating.
I see.
So that's why in the United States, if you go to a very far away town,
Yes.
Only Americans, like no Jewish people.
Yes.
But if you go to a supermarket,
Yes.
I would say 90% of 90% of the products are kosher.
I see.
Why? Because it's internet. It's like Ipan,
Mhm.
Ipan big companies,
Mhm.
right? And they're all kosher. So I was in America with my wife and my two small children, and we drove in Nevada.
Nevada. Yes.
And my children were
State
very,
of
very
Nevada.
hungry.
Yes.
So we stopped at the supermarket.
Yes.
So, I didn't know kosher, not kosher.
Mhm.
I was surprised. Kosher ice cream,
Kosher
kosher bread even, and many things kosher.
see.
So it was very, very convenient, very, very easy. Very easy.
So when people make kosher restaurant and for the tourists,
Yes,
so more people, do you think
of
will
course.
come to Japan?
Much more.
I
Much more.
see.
One of the biggest challenges
Yes.
for kosher travelers
Yes.
in Japan is food.
Difficult.
Difficult.
I
Challenging.
see. Challenging.
It's a challenging.
I see.
So usually people bring food with them,
But
it's not suwana.
How about like international meeting? Like many doctor make meeting. So I heard many doctor have problem with
Right. So usually some meetings, like government meetings,
Yes.
in the past. Now because of Corona, there's no meetings.
Yes.
So everything is Zoom.
Yes.
So they used to ask the kosher, the Jewish.
Some people come.
Right.
Yes.
So
Important people come.
and to make. So I used to. My wife was organizing.
Yes.
So we package,
Yes.
close, seal,
Yes.
and send it.
I see.
But again, it's
It
not
have to
easy.
be- yes.
It's not easy.
And
Not easy.
have to be professional
Right.
people.
Yes, not easy.
Yes.
But I think we see hope that hopefully with Corona finish, then and the line travel flight from Israel to Japan becomes choksetsu.
Yes.
Ima choksetsu wa nai. So there'll be more kosher travelers. So I think the chance of having more kosher
I
restaurants
see.
becomes more easy.
I see.